Yo, what's going on, guys? So today I want to talk about intentionally training movement patterns. What you're thinking right now, I'm going to answer that question. Yes, I'm wearing a wife beater. Has nothing to do with anything, but I just realized that I'm still wearing it and now I'm recording and I'm not going to change. So deal with it. So like I said, we're going to talk about intentionally training movement patterns, right? Because as pitchers, I know I talk a lot about being athletic and allowing our athletic movements to kind of take over, but there's always that fine line that we walk, right, about instilling efficient movement patterns. So on the subject of doing like mechanical analysis and doing certain things where you're trying to optimize your mechanics or your delivery, because the goal is to really maximize what our body is capable of doing. Our goal is to express like the most power output that we can potentially have. So in turn, there's a lot of things that we can look at throughout the delivery, like, okay, maybe that movement is suboptimal, or that pattern isn't as efficient as this pattern, or his positioning in this particular position isn't as efficient as it could be. And we work to optimize each and every segment of the delivery to make sure that we are maximizing our potential power output. So with that being said, I think there's a disconnect in terms of when people identify like, okay, this is what I need to do, this is how to go about it, and hopefully if I spend this much time doing it, or I do this amount of reps, then I'll get to where I want to go. And I'm here to tell you today and talk about today is it's never just a set number of reps, it's never just a set number of drills that you can do. It's what outweighs all of that is the ability to be super intentional with each and every rep. Because I think, like I said, man, the disconnect is that we kind of get into this habit of we start like trying to plug in numbers to a formula, like, okay, if I want to hit 95, it's X amount of long toss throws at 300 feet, X amount of pull down throws at this weight of ball, and X amount of this many dry works or stuff like that. And it's not about I think you guys have heard like the phrase what is it, quality not quantity. And like my thing is like, I think we have the ability to control both aspects of it, right? Like we have the ability to control not only how hard we work, but how smart we work as well. And that's why, and again, I'm shameless plug, but like that's why I think the mechanical analysis is so important, because it gives us that identification process of what we should now target, right? And again, I know I walk that fine line of like being on the side of don't think about the delivery, don't think about this and that, and I'm all for that. I know a lot of you guys have heard my stories of my personal struggles within that, but then there's that other fine line of like, okay, if I do want to maximize, what does my delivery look like? Maybe there's like this little minute tweak that you can that you can make that all of a sudden go boom. Like I've seen it multiple occasions throughout my career of guys just kind of literally doing this one thing that bumps them up 5 miles an hour, and then they just take off, and it's crazy. That's why, like, I know I walk the fine line, but I believe in both patterns. I believe in the intentional work behind trying to optimize our moving parts, because that in turn will better equip us when we're out there, not having to worry about the delivery, worry about the mechanics, because we've done so much intentional work up to that point that then it just becomes motion memory. But the whole idea behind just I don't know if intentionality is a word. I want to say it is because it sounds cool, but it's literally that, because if you're practicing, let's say, inefficient repetitions, and for example, if we know that you're deficient in the ability to get your hand positioning in an optimal position at front foot strike, and you spend maybe 5 minutes before catch doing some like plyo rocker preset throws, and you're starting to instill good patterns. And then once your catch play, you know, starts happening, you get totally out of the mindfulness of what you're trying to accomplish, and then you revert back to bad patterns. And then, you know, I talked about this yesterday about the brain-body connection. You know, your brain downloads that input that you're giving it, that your body's giving the brain. So it's like, you know, if the goal is to continue to evolve as a pitcher, or even as an athlete, or even as a freaking human being, then there's certain protocols that we need to do, and we need to be intentional. We need to be mindful. We need to identify what those protocols are. But I hope that makes sense. I'm not trying to be that type of guy that's always harping on everyone, but just trying to give my wisdom back to you guys. If you are interested in the analysis to better identify better, you know, moving parts that we can truly optimize, my link is in the bio of my Instagram account, or you can go to therobbyrosho.com/pitching analysis, which will take you right to the page and you can check it out. All right, guys, I hope that makes sense. Much love, and keep working hard. I'm loving the questions that I'm getting via email, direct message. All of it is great stuff. I appreciate you guys. If I don't respond to your direct message, it's because like they just keep getting pressed down. So I always say email. If you have an urgent question, like, email is the best way to reach me. It's on every single one of my posts, and it's on my homepage of my Instagram account too. I always encourage guys, like, go to my website, therobbyrosho.com, and just check it out, man. I got a content library. I got multiple services, multiple ebooks. Like, there's a bunch of stuff there that 95% of the time, like, the answers are just there, and they're there for you. But yeah, intentional work, guys. That's where the money's at. Much love, guys. We'll talk to you later. See ya.